How's it going, everyone? Shifty here, and I'm back with another Destiny 2 video. I've made good progress working through the exotic primary weapons in my PvP exotic review series, so in my effort to continue that momentum, today's video is my PvP exotic review of the Crimson. Prior to this video, I've reviewed all of the exotic pulse, auto, and scout rifles, as well as the Thorn, Malfeasance, Ace of Spades, Sunshot, and Lumina. If you want to watch any of those videos, there will be a playlist link in the description down below. But the subject of today's video is the Crimson, which is an interesting weapon. It's essentially a pulse rifle in the body of a hand cannon, except that it doesn't entirely feel like it's either. But I'll get into that a bit later. Before I get into my review, I really appreciate anyone who stopped by my channel and checked out a video, left a like, or sub to the channel. The channel growth has been truly inspiring, so let's keep it up. If you end up enjoying the video or finding it useful, make sure to like and subscribe. Only about 10% of people who checked out my videos are subbed. Let's change that, so if you're watching today and not subbed, help me out by joining the channel. Alright, on to the review. To begin, we'll just hop right in and go over the perks. The first perk is Small Bore, which increases range and stability. Then it's got Accurized Rounds, which increases range even more. The first unique perk is called Cruel Remedy, and it makes it so kills with this weapon heal the wielder and precision kills refill the magazine. The last normal perk is Heavy Grip, which increases stability but decreases handling. Then the main exotic perk is called Banned Weapon, and it makes Crimson fire a 3-round burst. Then, if you happen to have the catalyst, it gives it another hefty boost to range. So we have a 3-round burst hand cannon that heals you on kills and refills your magazine on precision kills. If I were looking at this weapon for the first time, I would assume that it's an amazing weapon for PvP, given that ideally you want to be getting precision kills, so you'll be reloading your magazine and healing after every engagement under optimal circumstances. We'll find out a bit later whether or not that's actually true. Until then, we need to go over the numbers for Crimson. It does 31 per crit and 19 to the body. This seems low to those of you who are familiar with hand cannons, but remember, it's a pulse cannon. The optimal time to kill is 0.87 seconds with 6 crits and 1 body. And the all body shot time to kill is 1.43 seconds with 11 body shots. The optimal time to kill here is fairly average, and the all body shot time to kill is slightly above average. To recap up to this point, the perks are great and the kill times are acceptable, but what about the stats? The base range stat for Crimson is 60, which is above average. The stability is tied for the highest among exotic hand cannons at 82. The reload speed is decent at 64. The handling is average at 50. Aim assist is average at 75. The recoil direction is not great at 55. And the mag size is on the lower end for a 3-round burst weapon at 24. Alright, so the stats aren't really anything too impressive, so it seems like the strength of this weapon lies in its perks. Theoretically, this weapon should be decent, but in practice I've had a bit of a different experience. Let's talk about what I enjoyed about this weapon. The exotic perks are great when you can utilize them. They are honestly some of the best exotic perks for PvP. As I stated earlier, you can't go wrong with reloading and healing after each precision kill. Given these perks, it's no real surprise to me that the stats aren't impressive. It's likely Bungie's way of balancing the weapon. I also like the fact that Crimson has a better body shot time to kill than other hand cannons. This makes the weapon slightly more forgiving if you're having trouble hitting your crits. The problem with that is if you're having trouble hitting crits, you're going to lose a majority of your gunfights to people who can. Now we need to talk about what I don't like about Crimson. We already know it's a hand cannon and a pulse rifle mixed together, but instead of really leaning into the strengths of each weapon type, it really inherited the flaws of each weapon type. With Crimson, you have to hit 6 crit and 1 body, which means you have to hit 6 out of 7 crits spread across 3 bursts. And if you do, you're only rewarded with a 0.87 second time to kill. But the problem is, even if you can aim it and hit those shots, the Crimson has the range of a hand cannon, which doesn't quite match that of most pulse rifles. So you have a pulse rifle reliant on hitting mostly crits that has a diminished range because it's also a hand cannon. Also, my personal experience bringing this into PvP wasn't all that great. Take the average time to kill, the diminished range, the mediocre stats, and add to that lobby balancing, which forces me to carry my teammates against quick play champions. Not to mention, these guys aren't trying to slay with interesting weapons. I'm often competing against Dire Promise, Fellwinter's, Gnawing Hunger, Mountaintop, and Revoker. It makes it extremely difficult to test a weapon like Crimson, which has significant flaws. Crimson is an odd one. The perks are so good and there aren't any super clear downsides to the weapon, but for me it's the little things that add up. There are a couple of reasons why my experience with Crimson may have been poor. It may just not be the weapon for me. It may just not be the weapon that has a place in the current meta. or it may not be a weapon that can compete against higher skilled players. Overall, the Crimson sounds like it would be great on paper, but it just falls short in the current sandbox. It's possible to have a decent game and do well with it on occasion, but I doubt the average player will find it consistently good. Also, I play on PC, so my experience may differ from those on console. Honestly, if you play on console, let me know in the comments if the Crimson is decent there. Based solely on my experience, I would not recommend using the Crimson. I always want to encourage other players to give things a try on their own to see what works best for them. But if you're looking for something that will consistently compete with the current meta, I don't think Crimson will do that for you. Regarding the format for my review videos, for weapons that I don't think are great such as Crimson, I will let my best match play out in the video. For weapons that I really do think are great, or at the very least are fun to use, I will have highlights from several matches at the end of the video. Since I didn't care for Crimson, stick around to watch the rest of the match.
Zone B captured. That's a power play. You took them, now hold them. A well-fought victory.
Well, that's it for my review of the Crimson. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe. I just want to thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.